Hello and welcome back to Cardboard Decoy Plays Rogue Legacy. Now we just need to make our way to what will hopefully be... Oh, Chaintus! Alright, oh good. That was exactly what I wanted to have happen. Ah, whatever. Okay, fine. And, oh, I can totally warp with the Hokage and have been fine. I'm an idiot. Okay, I get it. I saw the comment, I remember part of your name. It was Low something. Damn it. But yeah, no, I saw your comment and I was like, that's embarrassing. I've made terrible, terrible mistakes by not paying attention. But, you know, that's what happens when you don't pay attention. I can blame nobody but myself on that, that's for sure. And let's go ahead and do this. Okay, whoa, alright. And we're hopefully, okay. Ah, I did it way too early. I'm like, let me try that again, and then mess it up. Awesome. Yeah, and I would have been fine if I had dropped down whenever instead of jumping back up. So, the irony is not lost on me there. Okay. And we just jump through. You're not an evil painting. Bullet Odyssey. Yeah, so Bullet Odyssey was our very last game prior to working on Rogue Legacy. Being a bullet hell that it was based on rhythm and beat charts, Bullet Odyssey was the most technically challenging game we'd ever work on, yes, even more so than Rogue Legacy. Just to create a stage required 3 editors running in unison. Development for this game was also a little non-traditional, as a lot of pre-planning was required to make sure everything clicked. Being heavy advocates against documentation, this didn't settle well with us, so we had to talk about our whole game for like half a day. The game had a player absorbing enemy bullets in order to fire them back, and absorption happened to on a beat, which matched the song being played. Initial playtests were disastrous, as the game was too hard and people became incredibly frustrated in the very first minute. By playtest, we mean one dude who doesn't even like bullet hells, but that's larger than our usual test pool. The game didn't perform very well when it released. That gave us confidence to make Rogue Legacy. Wait, it didn't or it did? Initial, but the game didn't perform very well when it... Yeah, that gave us the confidence to make Rogue Legacy. Interesting choice. So now I can understand like being motivated by your failures. That's definitely something I tend to do a lot of the time. That's whoa, and I've gone on diatribes about like maybe, or I don't know if I've gone on diatribes about that yet, but a lot of times I get discouraged very easily. And it's kind of a 50-50 thing. Like, this Rogue Legacy is a perfect example. I could have just quit mid-game and have been like, yeah, whatever, I don't care anymore. But I'm in a unique position where I'm not entirely motivated by views just yet. Okay, this is the most bullshit situation I've ever seen in this game. Oh, that's not working as well as I thought it was. But yeah, there we go. That pull it out there. Alright, well... Okay, stat bonuses are good, so we want stat bonuses, and we're still kind of in an exploration phase here. Oh my god, you're a pterosaur. Okay. I hate you. I hate every single one of you in this room. Like, all of my least favorite enemies, for sure. But, yeah, there's kind of... I walk a very fine line between discouragement and, abrasive... What you call it? Oh, this... I'm not really spell focused here. Okay, good. We found the boss, which means we can go ahead and continue on. But abrasive defiance. So it's like, if I'm in a situation... Oh my god. Are you serious? That is horrifying. Alright, I want to figure this out. Oh! Yes! Oh my god. Max weight load increased by 5. Cool stuff. And I could not escape without taking damage. Oh well, we found the boss. Found one of these guys too. Okay. 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 That's fine. That's fine. Fortunately, I am super fast. Alright. Oh my god! Okay. So, we barely pulled that one out of our asses. Sky Sword. Nice. That's probably an upgrade on what we have. Alright, screw it. We're gonna fight Herodotus with 6 HP because I am a suicidal maniac. But yeah, so I either get discouraged or I just get incredibly defiant, and it's kind of random. Like, if I could figure out a way to harness my own tendencies whenever it comes to stuff like that, I would be a super happy guy. I think a lot of things in life would be a lot easier for me. This is probably a mystery of my personality that definitely deserves some investigation. But, yeah, no, there's times where I just get really easily discouraged from doing things, and then I'll stop forever. And, then there's also things like defiance. Like, this channel actually started as kind of a defiance of, like, Oh no, it's kind of pointless to make a Let's Play channel. The entire market is completely saturated. Why would you want to get into it? You're not going to be able to be a star about it anyways. And it's like, you know what? Here we go, ADHD pad and fire flame shield. Of course we are picking spell sword. Alright, first of all, let's go check out Skyward Sword here. Let's see, brackets, seek. Let's see, +5 damage, or -8 damage and more armor. We're going to do just a tiny bit more damage. That's totally fine. I'm okay with that. And now we don't have enough money for any other upgrades. Let's see, we might as well, like, buy something while we're here, right? Buy something, will ya? 1250 for the Sage Helm. That's, if I actually have to farm, if I have to do another video where I have to, like, sit down and farm, I'm going to make sure I can farm as much as I possibly can. However, I don't want to have it currently equipped. I want that helmet. The slightly golder helmet. And don't forget the Architect. Alright. Cool. Enjoy! So yeah, and it's one of those, like, you know, I don't really assume I'll ever be famous, but I wanted to do something with my, my free time and playing games and everything else and actually do something with it. So, it's like, yeah, no, I might never be a star, but neither will you if you never make any videos, you know? So, regardless of what happens to this channel in the long run, I can at least say I did it, right? Instead of just complaining about, oh yeah, no, market saturated. Don't ever make a Let's Play video, that's stupid. It's, you know, it's more stupid to dismiss it, or be as dismissive as that. Okay, we're gonna play fast and loose with, oh my god, why do I not have the super shield up? That's a great question I should have asked myself a long time ago. Alright, we got gravy sores. Okay. Alright. You chill out, Mr. Thing. Okay. Whatever, Phantom Wizard, whatever the fuck those things are supposed to be. Oh my god. Alright, I'm doing more or less okay. Yeah, pad is working. The spikes do not. Whoa. Okay. 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 Oh my god, they're just so unpredictable whenever you're not, like, if you don't have them all on the screen, you have no idea where they are or where they're coming from. And that's the worst part about this fight. Okay. Okay. Yes! Alright, that's the kind of aggressive tactics we need to be employing there. Ah! Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Thank God for PAD. That's all I can say. Okay. That's good. Good progress. We are now halfway done with this fight. Or a little over half, depending on how you want to look at it. Oh. I guess mathematically speaking, we're a little over half. Okay. All of you, just... There we go. That was the appropriate use for that. Are you serious? Did we make it? Yes! Fuck you, slime! I just won, and I feel very good about it. We just got an incredible amount of mana, so alright, that's fine. 15 extra mana, I'm not gonna argue against it, that's for sure. That'd be stupid. Alright, the Land of Darkness. Let's just go ahead and view this boss fight. Again, at this point, I'm more or less rushing. If we can beat the game in this episode, I'm not gonna be upset by that. Excellent! Excellent, excellent stuff. Alright, before we go in there, let's read the rest of the journal, since we're all caught up. There we go. I have been standing outside the dungeon gate for longer than I care to admit. My courage has finally been sapped, for I have spied the monsters below, and they make my previous struggles laughable in comparison. I must steel myself. I must focus. There is so little light down there that I fear I may lose myself. I'm talking about the darkness. I thought I knew what darkness was, but here in the dungeon, the darkness has a voice. It calls at me through grates and around corners. It taunts me. The darkness is so thick it is almost tangible, and the beasts here have made it out their home. They move swiftly through the corridors and are more terrifying than anything I fought before. I must be prudent and choose my battles carefully. Being confrontational now may cost me my life. Yeah, not good to rush through it. That's for pretty much sure. Alright. I have done it! I have defeated the dungeon's master. All that remains is to enter the throne room. No, like, I was kind of upset to not see, like, a crazy description of the giant slime beast. After this, the king will honor me for my valor and acknowledge me as rightful successor to the throne. Not my faceless siblings. I sit here making my final preparations. All that lays between me and the lord of this castle is the golden doors. There is a nervousness in my body that I cannot quell. Is this fear or fear-sightement? I love that. All I know is that my journey is finally reaching an end. I have almost forgotten why I entered this castle in the first place, but I remember now. I have bested my siblings. I will save the king and leave this castle a greater man than when I entered. My family will get the honor they so rightfully deserve. Now, I enter the throne room. I never knew what treasure lay in this castle. I knew only that it would cure the king. Who could have suspected it would be the fountain of youth? I expected a monster to greet me at the dais. It's dais, but whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm pretty sure it's dais. A foe of unimaginable strength. I imagined it would take all of my strength to best him. But when I entered the castle and saw my father, the king, sitting atop the dais with a goblet in hand, I knew all was lost. He would never die, and I would never be heir. There are no words to express what I feel. Ellipsis, 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 ellipsis. Yep, okay, cool. So, let's go ahead and fight this boss. Oh, this should start to look familiar. In case you're wondering, go back to the beginning of the first intro video. And there we go. We're just, now I'm, for no reason whatsoever, just killing everything. That was a strangely strong Grey Knight. Or Grey Baron, or whatever the hell. So, there we go. We still have the Architect effect on there. Down attack on this. Thanks, boss. Do you get it now? We're going through the intro. Fancy. Today marks the rest of eternity. I never knew what treasures lay in this castle. Just that it would cure the king of his illness. Who would have known? Yep. Okay. Oh, hey, wait. Whoa. Alright, I'll go back and read that. But interesting stuff. Yeah, there is an entry 25. I totally forgot. I never knew it would just cure the king of... Who would have known that it would have been the fountain of youth, a myth which grants eternal life. As I look down on the body of the king, I realize that it is inevitable. Children will always answer for their father's sins. I entered this castle a swordsman, a savior, but all I have left is a rogue's legacy. I can feel your anger, but no, it was not I who sent your family to ruin. The moment the king set foot within this castle, the royal coffers were emptied by Charon. My family, all families, had lost all hope for a better life. And in my mind's eye, I foresaw only desperation and poverty ravage the country. There was nothing for me to go back to. To my children and my children's children, here I sit, impassive, immortal, and await thee. So yeah, Johannes, here we go. Why do you wish to fight me? How many sons and daughters have lost in your pathetic attempts at revenge? It was the king who brought ruin to your country, not I. He lied to us. He said he was wounded, yet it was only time that threatened him. He pitted his children against one another, sacrificed everything to satisfy his own selfish desires, and in the end left us penniless and alone. So I took the only option left to me. I rejected king and country, and chose a new family instead. Think he's referring to the bosses? Maybe? Okay. A little crazy, a little overwhelming at first, but there's nothing too terribly fancy about what's going on here. And I'm probably going to die on this first attempt here. Alright. We just got to be crazy with our dodges and a little conservative with our play. And there we go. That's conservative, right? Oh. Yep. We might have to choose a barbarian king or something for this. And that was just dumb. Okay, cool. So there we go. That's basically what we're up against. So let's see. We killed two things that run. One was a boss, so that's cool. Let's see. Yeah, the legendary. So I killed a boss. I think that just automatically upgrades you to legendary, but not necessarily implies that you are full-on legendary. Okay, let's do another Hokage. I'm okay with that. Let's get some armor upgrades. I want this. That's less armor, but more health and mana. We don't really need mana, though. We can go for this here, though, and that's more armor. And more weight, but we're good on weight for now. And we can do damage return, but meh. And that's damage return. Don't really care. And now we are like the worst mismatch color since Vanilla WoW, basically. So let's do a little bit more armor. There we go. Yeah. Jokes about WoW gear back at the beginning. Always a classic. There we go. More coffee. And you know what? I might just let this episode run until I beat this guy. Alright, cool. We don't have to go through that intro anymore. Why do you wish to fight me? Blah, 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 blah. Bop, bop, bop. The traitor. Okay. Alright. Oh my god. Don't be a jerk. Thank you. Oh, way to miss. Oh, way to get stuck on a wall. Yeah. Suck it. Alright, cool. Now what? That's kind of a cool fountain concept. I really like that.
You think you have slain me? I have lived for over 1,000 years, and I will live for 10,000 more. Alexander, Khadir, Ponce de Leon. I was not the first hero to reach the fountain, but I will be the last.
Super dramatic. You'll have to see why. Look at this guy. He laughs like the paintings. I don't know if that has a tie-in with anything. Okay. Now this. Okay. If you know what to expect. Okay. Ah, here we go. Like that, for instance. Okay, now he's going to phase over this way, and then he's going to summon these swords. Which this is all just dodge-only kind of stuff, right? And again, this is pretty much the only time I can show that I am actually familiar with this game, because I remember all of these attacks, because I probably spent like 1,000,000 attempts trying to actually kill this part. Okay, there's no swords there next to him, and we beat him. There we go. Game over.
You have defeated me, but at what price? I may have slain the king, but only after he betrayed his people. Ask yourself what justice has been met. In the end, we are all guilty of the same sin. Look to your forefathers. Such is the cost for unquestioned loyalty. The sun. I had forgotten how it feels.
So will you look at that? Notice he had a kill count of 1 king on there, and I really like how all that was done. And here we go. Here's the ending. So it's gonna go through a kill count of everything that we had actually killed in the game, and I'll kind of talk over it. So, final thoughts on Rogue Legacy. Yeah, I think ultimately I was getting salty because it wasn't a very good game to play while trying to make videos on it. And, you know, that's totally a personal opinion. I think it required a lot more concentration that I could do at the same time as, like, while I was sort of commentating over it. And, with the Ponce de Leon fight, that should have really illustrated it, because I just shut up for a second and beat him when I was having so much trouble trying to figure out what to do with him. So, yeah, definitely take my opinion on this game with a grain of salt. I definitely messed up a lot of things and didn't do so well, but I also think that whenever I first played through it, I probably put a lot more time in it than I assumed, because whenever I first started the series, I was like, yeah, I'll be done in 13 episodes, it's not that hard, and then, you know, here I am, we're on episode, what is this, 22? Yeah, episode 22 before I finally beat it, and there was a lot more grinding involved than I thought there would be, and I don't really know where the discrepancy is. I've kind of given up making calls on, oh yeah, no, this should be really easy, this shouldn't be easy, although Johannes was definitely as easy as I thought he was, because, yeah, once you know the patterns, he's not that hard to do. He's very, very predictable. So, although, I don't know, getting him stuck on a wall, is that cheating? Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to be done with it finally, and here we are. So, yeah, no more Rogue Legacy after this, but it's still a good game. If you haven't played it or owned it, I mean, I still think you owe it to yourself to check it out, because whenever this game first came out, nobody had really thought of doing kind of a side-scrolling roguelike platformer like this. And now, I mean, the actual landscape of roguelikes is so different, and they're all over the place, and procedurally generated games in general are catching a lot of headway because they are really fun. They're always different, they always present a challenge whenever you play through them, and there's a lot to be said for that. That's really good stuff. And yeah, like my other game that I'm playing is a side-scrolling roguelike, that's, well, Magicite. And the game I'm going to be playing next in this time slot is a side-scrolling roguelike, except it's fighter-based, and that's going to be Abyss Odyssey. So, yeah, they're all over the place, and this game, it's kind of like the Ocarina of Time for side-scrolling roguelikes for sure, as far as I'm concerned. I think it's set a lot of standards, and got a lot of minds thinking and generating different ideas and things like that. So it is good for what it was. And at the time, it was just an absolute incredible sort of game. Like, nobody had seen anything like it before, and it was a cool concept, and it had really good play to it and everything else. But I think it hasn't aged well, and I think if you played it years ago and went back to play it now, you'd be kind of like, oh my god, this is... Especially if you've been playing other roguelikes and games kind of like this, side-scrolling action, it's changed so much. And this game is now, what, a year, 2 years old? It's got to be at least a year old, I know that. If it's 2 years old, I'm going to be really disturbed, but I've kind of lost track of my PAXs. I think last PAX it was a really big deal because it had just come out, and so they were still kind of promoting it. And the one before that might have been whenever they kind of introduced the concept, but... PAX Prime is what I'm speaking of. I know there's a lot of PAXs now, too. The tickets for PAX South just went on sale, so that's really cool. But yeah, so this has been Rogue Legacy. I still like it. I still think... I think fondly of it. I just don't think it was a very good game to try to do a series of professionally. And that's just me. That's how I split my focus and everything else. So either way, yeah, here's the super ending. Thanks for playing. Total children, 103, so it took 103 lives to beat through that. And, yeah, look. Oh, it's our wife and kids. How sweet. The first time I beat this, I was playing as a gay character, and it is the same-sex person who goes in there. So there's little details like that that they keep track of that I think are really nice. But yeah, so we'll press A to exit. And, yeah, we started our Legacy Plus, which actually starts us with the same character. Everything is back to basics. Just to give you an idea of what you'd be walking into if you wanted to dedicate more time to this game, we'll go ahead and play through a quick level here. So, doors completely locked again. We still have all of our journal entries, that's totally fine. Okay. And all of our gear, that kind of a deal. But notice, these are not your granddad's monsters in this castle. So, like I was saying, the different tiers of enemies and even the gold rewards are increased. So it's like starting the game in the darkness. And, yeah, you kind of go from there. So, and then, even then, the darkness is much harder. Like, the darkness in this version is basically like fighting nothing but sub-bosses. And it's ridiculously crazy. Oh, okay. Well, I guess, you know, I should differentiate. There are sub-bosses like the really huge knights and things like this. The Botus, I believe, was their formal name. And those are the sub-bosses. And then there's the pre-sub-bosses. Imperial Bracers. And all the gear gets upgraded. There's Khadir right there. And I'm trying to see if I can find the darkness really quick. Oh, jeez. I should have just run. Alright, let's just grab all that money. I think I'll probably will continue playing this game in my off time, just because there's certain completionist things I want to do, and I want to fight the Neo bosses. Alright, fine. I want to find the darkness so I could show you how ridiculously bullshit it is. Oh, there we go. Yes. Oh, you know what? It's not as bullshit as I thought it was. I know New Game Plus Plus, or Plus 2, definitely, they upgrade another tier, and everything is just absolutely apeshit crazy. But let's see if I can illustrate another point I was making. This might have been where I kind of colored my opinion about how difficult the game was before when I said, oh yeah, I could beat it in 13 episodes. The bosses don't really scale up that dramatically. So let's see if I can go ahead and beat Khadir here, and then you can kind of see a better idea of what I was speaking about. Yeah, he's 115. I'm already over-leveled for the New Game Plus Khadir. Alright, we're just going to play this cool and dodge. And what am I? I'm a Hokage, so I'm better served by just straight up attacking. And, I keep getting hit by the damn spikes. That's so dumb. Alright, I can't get hit by anything else. Okay. Whoa. 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 And there we go. First life, New Game Plus, already killed Khadir. So this is kind of what I was thinking about, how the scaling gets kind of weird in New Game Plus, because the bosses are really easy, but actually moving around the castle is kind of bullshit. So there you go. It's much easier to run through the game the second and third, fourth and fifth, and whatever times around. just from a boss perspective. But yeah, oh good, this persists as well, so I can just go ahead and pick that up. All I need now is the Herodotus Obol, and then I could probably, I'll probably throw up some bonus videos of me trying to beat those guys eventually. I think that's going to be in the future for the channel. But yeah, there we go. And then we died. Sir Kaima has been slain by a pyrite. Didn't keep our Johannes kill on there, but oh well, that's whatever. Let's see, Spelunker, PADOCD, EHS. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be really good for just running around and killing stuff. We got quite a bit of money. Anyway, so yeah, this has been Cardboard Decoy Plays Rogue Legacy. I hope you've enjoyed the playthrough. Sorry for the salt in the midway through and all that other fun stuff, but I think ultimately this is a good game, and you should definitely make a point of playing it at some point. Work it into your repertoire or your routine or whatever you do whenever you try to play new games or try out new games. I think you'll enjoy it. So either way, that's the final word on that. Oh, this is a level 88 dummy now instead of level 1. That's interesting. But yeah, no, so yeah, there you go. That's it. I hope you enjoyed. So, and I will see you on our super special mini-series that's coming up in the next couple of days before Abyss Odyssey comes out. And yeah, otherwise, have fun.